Hello students, this is Biswajit Ghosal, and in this class I'm gonna take you inside an awesome city. Now you will ask, what kind of city is that so much awesome? It's actually a kind of biological city. We call it human body. Yes, in this video we are gonna talk about human body and its some important activities, especially the transportation system inside us. So if we talk about city, the transportation is very much important. Without a transportation, we cannot even imagine the different activities inside a city. So for transportation, what are the three main important requirements? First one, fuel pump, a pumping station, what we say, petrol pump. Secondly, transportation vehicles that we call different cars, different trucks, okay, different goods carriage. And thirdly, the pathway, the road map through which the goods carriage or vehicles will run through the city. So if we talk about us, if we peep inside the human body, we can see that there are different kinds of activities, different kinds of biological phenomena occurring each and every moment inside our body. What are they? They are like nutrition, respiration, growth, transportation of materials here and there inside our body, reproduction, excretion. So these activities together, we call them life processes. So if we talk about who are the most important life processes, I can classify them like first nutrition, secondly respiration, and thirdly excretion. Without these three life processes, we cannot survive. And transportation is the backbone of these three processes. These three processes needs materials or substances inside our body to transport from one place to another place, from one cell to another cell, from one organ to another organ, from one tissue to another tissue. So if we talk about human being, inside us the transportation system is known as circulatory system, because this system circulate different materials. Which kind of materials? Respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, different kind of minerals and nutrients, and obviously the waste product, metabolic waste or excretors from one place to another place. That's why transportation system inside our body is known as circulatory system, and this system is the backbone of these previously told three processes: nutrition, respiration, and excretion. You can imagine now. So our transportation system, just like a city, if you correlate it, is made up of three components. City had one petrol pump or different petrol pump, which is the source of the force of the fuel. So for our circulatory system or transportation system, the main pumping station, or which is the generator of the force, is our heart. Secondly, the goods carriage, or the vehicles to carry materials, for carrying different kind of substances like gases, nutrients, and excretory products. Our body is having transportation medium, they are blood and lymph. And thirdly, obviously, for the flow, for the pathway, blood or lymph needs some pathway to flow throughout the body. Blood is a continuously running fluid. So for fluidity, for running, blood needs a particular pathway, a particular map, a road map inside our body. They are the blood vessels and lymph vessels. Okay, there can be different kinds of blood vessels performing different kinds of work like arteries, veins, and capillaries. But particularly in this video, we are going to talk about the structure and function of our blood pumping station or heart. So let's start. So students, here you can see that this is the blood pumping station of our body. It acts as a pump of blood. In our room, in order to pump water, we installed a water pump, or I just given the example of city, the petrol pump, where the vehicles get the petrol. So you can compare this particular organ with the petrol pump of a city, because from the birth to death, continuously it keeps beating and circulate blood throughout the body. That's why it's the main pumping station of our circulatory system. Okay, without heart, we will become a dead person, because when it will stop beating, we'll become a dead man. So let's go back. When the formation of heart initiates, if we talk about the beginning days after the fertilization or post-fertilization event, suppose this is the first day, this is the date of fertilization, fusion of sperm and ovum. So from first day to 18 to 21st day, this is the date that heart construction or formation of heart initiates. Our body initiates the construction, our heart construction or initiation of the formation of heart inside the mother womb, inside the fetus body. Okay. Now, which kind of tissue is heart? Heart is kind of mesodermal tissue. Heart is formed from the embryonic mesodermal tissue. So heart is kind of embryonic mesodermal tissue. Now what does it means? During our embryonic development, this is the embryo, blastocyst phase, you can say it. So during our embryonic development, we have three different kind of tissues: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. So the middle part of the tissue is known as mesoderm, and the external part of the tissue is known as ectoderm. Here you can see that. So heart is developed, or heart is formed from the middle layer of the embryonic tissue that is known as mesoderm. Now we'll see the definition of heart. Heart is a fist-shaped muscular blood pumping station of circulatory system which pumps blood throughout the body. You have to remember that the shape of the heart is just like our fist. This is the fist. Okay, so the shape of fist or pear, there is a fruit you must have seen in Ice Age movie. The squirrel used to run behind the pear fruit. Okay, so the shape of our heart is kind of the pear fruit. So this is the shape kind of pear fruit. Okay, so it's a muscular organ that is made up of cardiac muscle, which is kind of involuntary muscle. It's not actually involuntary muscles, it's separated from involuntary muscle, but the muscles which are not controlled by our will and wish, means not from our brain or spinal cord. Those kind of muscles are known as cardiac muscles. So heart is built up from one kind of involuntary cardiac muscle, and obviously it's the blood pumping station, and it pumps blood throughout the body. Now heart supplies blood throughout the body, but which blood vessel supplies blood to the heart? Because heart is also made up of tissues. Without blood, without oxygen, heart will also, the cells of heart will also die. So there is a particular branch of artery, particular blood vessels named as coronary artery, that is the blood supplier to the heart. You need to remember it. Okay, and as I said, heart is made up of cardiac muscle. So for a cardiac muscle, there are three different layers of cardiac muscles. Okay, if we talk about the